Hello, Education 380 and Education 500. This is Dr. Allen. As you can see, I'm not at Shepherd, I'm at my home. But I wanted to get out a little intro video this week, our first week back. One, welcome back. Two, if you're in this class and wondering why is he saying 380 and 500, this is a cross-listed course. 380 is our undergraduate section, 500 is our graduate section. There is one difference between the two classes. I will talk about that to the 500 students at the end of this video. So I'll kind of do a little break and say, hey, 380, you can go. 500, give me about another 2 minutes. I will be doing these videos every week. You can look forward to it. You will get them every Monday morning. You may not be looking forward to them after a couple weeks. I don't know how my voice transcends. But with all that being said, we are an asynchronous course. But with that being said, I think it's very important that we kind of touch base every week. So with no further ado, I'm going to do a couple of things here. One, my Mac battery is dying, and I will tell you this. You will hear me say this about a million times this semester. Just like in the classroom, if you mess up, you just keep going. I have learned with recording these videos, they're never going to be perfect. So it is best just to go ahead and push on. So you're going to see my head and my arms go down here and grab a cord, and I'm going to plug it in, and then we're going to get going. So here I go. Look at that. I'm already back, and now my MacBook will not die while I'm recording this, and I won't have end up throwing it across the room. So with that being said, welcome 380, welcome 500. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and we're going to jump right in. All right, so probably the very first thing we need to talk about is this. I don't know how much you're up on Shepherd Gossip, but one thing that has happened is we have made the movement from Sakai to Brightspace. I have decided, we had a choice this semester. I went ahead and made the switch to Brightspace. I will tell you, if you see anything or don't see anything that I mention or is on the syllabus, just email me. I may not have loaded it up from Sakai. I could have overlooked it. It's very possible. Chances are it's more me than it is you or anything else. So just contact me. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm going to do a little like how to get around this course on Brightspace session here in a minute, but there are a lot of Brightspace tools if you want to do a crash course on the Shepherd home page on the Center for Teaching and Learning. And also, I believe the college did send out a little promotional link to kind of help everyone navigate. I will warn you, just as an aside, some of your professors may still be using Sakai. They can this semester, but starting in the spring, everyone's on Brightspace, so we're just going for it. I will ask for a little bit of patience. I'm still learning Brightspace, like a lot of people, just like you are. I did do a summer class with Brightspace, and I think I have some of the uses down all right. But again, just bear with me a little bit if you can. Another thing I wanted to say, we are an asynchronous course, and I might have said this before I plugged my Mac in. I can't even remember that far back sometimes. I tackle this class week to week, meaning even though we are asynchronous meaning we do not have a meeting time. This is kind of a, you work on your own type course to a point. I still like that idea of having a routine where each week we're doing something. I don't dump everything down so you can do it all at once. I don't want the course to be, I don't want you to finish the course before Labor Day is basically what I'm saying. So I will post everything up week to week. There's two things that you could actually work on ahead of time if you wanted to, and I'll show you those here in a few minutes. But with that being said, I'll show you Brightspace. I'm going to go over the course. These videos weekly mostly should be around 20 minutes. I'm not going to lie, I can talk with the best of them, so it may go up to 30 some weeks when I'm showing you some tech and things like that, but that's neither here nor there. I can't promise 20, but I'll try to stay around 20 minutes. I find that's usually the best time. So with that being said, when you log in, let me just go ahead and show you something. When you go to the Shepherd homepage, if you're wondering where Brightspace is, you will just go right up here, Rail, Email, Sakai, Brightspace. All you have to do is click there. And when you click there, of course, I think it's just going to take me to mine. But it's the same login as your Sky. It's the same login as your email. It's the same login. So you just need to go in and you'll probably get a page that looks like this. You should have a waffle right there and you'll click it. And I'm going to click 380. And if you ever need the syllabus, go to content. Content's probably going to be the most important button you hit in this class. I'll just go ahead and tell you that now. And there's the syllabus. This is where I will have every week listed. Week 1, next week it'll be week 2. If there's anything important, I'm starting to make separate folders. I'm still moving stuff over, so bear with me. I'm trying to get it over as fast as I can from Sakai, but I'll talk about this. This is an assignment that you could probably go ahead and work on if you wanted. It's not actually due until December, so I don't know how eager people are to get things done or not. But with that being said, let's look at the syllabus real quick, and then I'll come back to Brightspace, and we'll talk about the assignment for this week. There's my office hours. You are welcome to stop by anytime you want. There they are. I'm on the campus every day but Friday. Friday I'm out doing student teaching. And I will warn you, sometimes I do have to go do student teaching Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on how things are going or when I can get into the classroom. If there's a reason that I'm not going to be doing those office hours, I will definitely let you know. I'm on campus a good bit. I think some of you I've seen already. I know that just from looking at the class list. So you can contact me anytime. We can Zoom or anything like that. But those are my traditional office hours. And if something would happen that I'm not going to be able to fulfill in one day, I will be sure to email and post something. If you look, let's go down here. I'm not going to get into the course description and the program and the honor code. I think most of that is self-explanatory. You can read on your own. I will say this, one thing about the course description, just to summarize. I view this class, I want it to be able to help you. So we're going to be looking at some text. A lot of the tech that you're probably going to see, you've probably already seen out in the field because of the pandemic. A lot of people have incorporated a lot of this. You may like the tech. You may not like the tech. That doesn't, you're going to get your opportunity to kind of review it. Don't worry about hurting my feelings if you don't like it. I have no stock in any of these companies. It's just things that I've seen, things that I've used. And I just thought, you know what, let's share it. And of course, we'll discuss a lot of this in the discussion board and things. But as you can see, there's your responsibilities, objectives, all nice stuff you're welcome to look at. Late work, I will say, I think that's coming up. I may have already missed it. But just late work, listen, if there's some sort of crisis that happens, you are welcome to email me. And I'm usually pretty flexible for a day or so. But by and large, if it becomes like a habit, I do take off 5 points for each day that something's late. Like I say, if it's something that's unavoidable or such, if you contact me ahead of time, that's fine. But if you contact me 3 weeks after something, it gets a little tougher to be flexible on things. So if you know you're going to be late on something, email me beforehand, then after. Also, lost my train of thought there. Working ahead. Okay. Anyway, I might have said this already. I do these in one take. I already said that. So if you see me making weird faces or thinking, that's probably why. Oh, there it is. I was trying to find it. Late work. Again, I try to be as flexible as I can. I understand life gets in the way. And this was the other thing I was trying to think of. We do operate basically from Monday to Sunday. So, of course, the 23rd is a Monday. You have until the following week, which this coming week will be August 29th at 11:59 p.m. to get everything in. How you pace that, some people do it very early in the week. Some people do it on the weekend. I don't care as long as it's in on the 29th. And then I try to get everything graded in a week, that same week, and so you have a quick turnaround. Most of it isn't complicated grading, so I can get it back pretty quick. You're probably wondering, what do I need to do for this class? Well, it's a good question. The first thing that you need to do, well, not the first thing, one of the big things that you need to do is I have a lesson plan brainstorming activity, and do I have that down here? Yeah, I do. I'll show you what it looks like. Basically, there is a template that's posted under the assignment where you have to brainstorm. I have 4 as an option. You don't have to do the 4th one. You really only have to do 3. You're going to fill out this template, and you're going to think about some lesson plan ideas that you can do using 3 of the technologies that we're going to go over. This isn't due until, I think, November 14th. I know it's in November. You're just going to go over the standards. That would be state standards and objectives. Just list them. That's fine. You don't have to write a whole long thing. I do want a little bit of a summary of what you're thinking, what technologies you're going to use. I would like to see 3 different technologies in here. I'm not saying there won't be some overlap. Like if you're using Google Classroom might be in now there. So Google Classroom will be fine for one, but in this one you can put Google Classroom, but say, and embedded in the Google Classroom will be a Flipgrid, or I'm going to use a QR code, or I'm going to use Nearpod, et cetera, et cetera. I'll talk a little more about this down the road. Again, it's not due until the 14th, and we haven't even done any technology yet, but you will do 3 of these. I like the plans to kind of be broadly centered around an idea or a concept. Like I'm a former social studies teacher. If I was doing the Renaissance, maybe lesson 1 was on humanism. Lesson 2 is on famous works of art. And lesson 3 is maybe how the Renaissance influenced the Reformation. And, something along those lines. Again, not due for a while. Template is up. And if you start doing, some people in the past have actually worked after each tech and started to fill these in. So they just do one after each tech. Then they get it done. You can turn this one in early. This is not like one of those week-to-week things. Next thing, discussion boards. There will be 10 discussion board posts, and that's where our readings are. I usually just put up an article. There's no textbook for this class, but there'll be a tech loosely related to what we're talking about this week. 'Cause a lot of times it's issues or 21st century skills and a little more pedagogy type things. It's mostly an issue in technology and education, or education and technology. People always ask me, how many words do you want? I'm more into quality over quantity, but 200 words, I would think that would be a good ballpark. I mean, if you come in at 187 words and it's a really good post, that's awesome. I mean, I've seen posts that people have written 600 words and I'm still not for sure what they were trying to say. They were just trying to get the assignment done. So 200 words, put a little bit of thought into it and you'll be fine. Classroom resources is the tech, and I'll show you the list. We're going to look at a bunch of tech in this class. You will have to create some sample and submit it. So we're going to be looking at Nearpod. We're going to be looking at how to make QR codes. We're going to look at a Flipgrid. We're going to look at a Padlet. A lot of these things you may have seen within the last year, but we're going to do them anyway. You will submit that link or that text or that file to me, and I'll check it out. You're going to review the tech in a blog, basically just another thing on the discussion board. This one does not need to be detailed. This is just 2 to 3 sentences. Did you like the tech? Did you not like the tech? Would you use the tech? I used Nearpod this week. I like the tech a lot because it let me integrate PowerPoints with some activities like quizzes and virtual field trips. I would use the technology in a classroom in the future on a limited basis. Boom, blog's done. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Just a brief reflection. Last thing for 380, 500, you have one more thing after this, and I'll talk about that again at the end. You have to do a technology certification or either a Google or Apple certification. I want to say a couple things about this. One, this is not actually due until the end of the class, and this is probably the most time-consuming thing, maybe the lesson plans, but it's going to be the lesson plans or the tech. You can do this anytime you want. You could do this after you see this video and finish it. But you're going to pick either Apple or Google. You don't have to do both. And you're going to do their educator certification program. I will say a little bit on the differences. One, pre-pandemic, if you were elementary, I would really stress Apple because it seemed like a lot of elementary schools use Apple. I don't know how much that's the case now. It seems like a lot of schools have went to Chromebooks and all. If you do Google, Google's fine. Google costs $10 versus Apple. So, and some students have told me they thought the Google was a little tougher than the Apple because it actually does a little quiz test type thing at the end. I've done them. They've changed them up a little bit since I've done them. So I'll probably jump back in and try to do them again, but because I'm already completed them, it won't let me do some aspects. The one thing with the Google, if you do the $10 and for some reason you don't pass their certification test the first time, don't worry. I'm not asking you to keep doing it over and over again. If you do it once, you gave it a shot, just send me the email that you registered for it. That's fine. Or that you took, I'm sorry, it'll say results because sometimes I think it takes 2 weeks anyway to get back. Just show me you took the exam. You will get the points for trying it. A couple reasons that make you do this. One, resume material. Schools are looking for people that actually have some tech familiarity, especially in the given situation. Two, just from talking to some professors related to EdTPA, I think some of the skills you learn here help with the editing process and such with EdTPA and the timing and the equipment. Especially if you're going to use Apple and use like an iPad to film yourself or anything like that in the editing. So that might be something to consider. I would say this, pre-pandemic, it was overwhelming. Most people did Apple because it's just like steps. Post-pandemic, I've seen an uptick in Google, even with the $10 fee, because I think a lot of schools are using Google Classroom and such. So it's totally your call. You can complete this as soon as I'm done this video and submit it. The assignment is already posted. It's not due until the very end of class though. So you have the whole semester to get it done. I would say time-wise, it's a few hours. Make sure it's not something you're going to be able to do in an hour or something like that. So save yourself some time to get it done. Most people, I think it takes, I don't know, a few hours to do. So, and of course you can pace yourself with it. So, and the links are actually right here if you need them. It's under Apple or Google certification. And if you click there, there should be links for them. Boom, there they are. I'll go over that here in a few minutes. We go back to the syllabus. I think by and large though, that is it. Let me show you some of the tech we're going to use. There you go. As you can see, we're going to create a website. I will admit, I'm I'm hanging on to that website because I used to make one. Google Classroom and a lot of these learning management platforms are starting to replace the websites, but I'm gonna give it one more shot at least this time. We're gonna get into HyperDocs, presentation software, Edpuzzle, Padlet. You're gonna have to record a short video. Again, we'll talk about that. Flipgrid, QR codes. Again, if you find any tech that's out in the field that I don't have in here, feel free to share it with me, or if you want to give it a shot. I'm always looking for ways to update this class, and a lot of these are lists that other technology people have shown me in the schools and all, but things are changing so fast. I really want to make sure this class is up to date, and even if we don't have it as part of the class, I can share it with everyone. So feel free to share any cool tech with me. And there's the points, and again, there's the due dates, but the schedule is all right here. Let me say this. I know the lesson plan brainstorming activity is due on the 14th. The other one, the Google certification, Apple certification, whatever one you do, is due at the end of the class. You can kind of set your watch to this. The class most weeks is going to be three things: a tech, a discussion, a blog. Tech, discussion, blog. Tech, discussion, blog. I can't do that fast. Tech, discussion, blog. So for example, Nearpod, you're going to have a discussion topic. You're going to have a blog on the Nearpod. Boom. That's most of your weeks. And that's what we're going to do. There'll be a video up and you can go. I'll show you for this week's assignment. It's set up in that format. Excuse me. One other thing I do want to show you real quick. I know I mentioned I'm going to go to the learning. I'm going to go to student view here real quick just to show you some things. When you log in, again, go to that Shepherd homepage and you click and you log in. You're going to come up and you're going to see that person with the virtual reality device, that thing. I do use the announcement page a lot, but any announcement will also be emailed out. You'll probably start to get those on Monday. I do send things out. I know, just from Sakai, sometimes people see things come out from a class and they don't always read them and things like that. I'm guilty of that too with some things that issued for separate. Please take a moment because it's usually an announcement maybe related to a due date or an extension or a goof that I made. Just look if you see something with 380 that comes across your email. And if you can't find it, go to the announcement page on the front. It will be on there somewhere. Also, when you use this class, this button right here will be the big one. When you click that, I mentioned there's the syllabus. You're going to always find it there. Down under this table of contents is where all of our weeks are going to be. I've already got week 1 up, and I'm going to show you some things. I also have the Google certification link there in case you need to find those resources. As I make more and more resources, I'm probably going to do a lesson brainstorming one too. Those will be down here too. And that's just basically so you can click it and get the materials, as you can see. But when I go back here, I will say this, I can't click on any of the links right now because I have it starting at 12:01 on Monday and I didn't edit it before we went in here. I will always have an overview of what we're going to do, topics, Google's arts and culture, amaze yourself with Google's arts and culture, and Google Arts and Culture is the technology. And you're going to look over the syllabus this week. You're going to do blog 1 on Google Arts and Culture, and you're going to do the discussion 1. So you're probably saying, oh, that sounds fun. And guess what? Everything you need link-wise will be down here. So this week, there's the Google Arts and Culture's website, the discussion number 1, and blog number 1. They're there. Now, if for some reason you're having problems getting the discussion to load, if you click discussions, there should be a discussion board, and it will also be here. I'll link them on the content, so you shouldn't have to go here, but if you do, it'll be there. As you can see, I'm already brainstorming for discussion 2, and blog 1's also there. So you can get them there, you can get them there. Those are probably the 2 big ones. If you need to submit an assignment, if I don't have the link up on content, you can also click assignments. As you can see, I already have the Google Arts and Culture certification posted and the lesson plan brainstorming, which has the template right there. You can go there and submit those things now if you wanted to. Shouldn't really be able to submit this one yet. I would at least give me a month, and so you can use a little bit of tech. But that one you can do anytime. But that is it. That's navigating Brightspace. Most everything should be under content, and if you can't find something, email me. And of course, your grades and progress and all are up here too, and you're welcome to check all that out. But that's Brightspace, man. It's not too hard. I don't think it's as pretty for some reason as Sakai, but there are things about it that I do think are better. I might even ask you all to do a little survey, which one you like a little better at the end. I guess it doesn't matter, Shepherd's switching, but I'd be curious to see what you thought worked and what didn't work. So, or if I don't do a survey, feel free to fire me an email and just tell me. It's a long semester. I may not remember that statement. That I was going to do a survey. That's the big thing with what we're doing as far as the course overview. Email me with questions, but don't take off yet. I want to show you what we're going to do for week 1. And if we go here, if you look, when you click, and this is what yours will look at when you click everything. There's our overview. There's the Google Arts and Culture's website. What I want you to do is I want you to check out the website. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. There's virtual field trips. There's different types of work of art. There's games, there's activities, there's things that maybe you could incorporate into the classroom, even no matter what your content area is, maybe science, social. We used to do trips to National Gallery of Art and Social Studies, but we did the Renaissance actually. It's probably why it's on my mind. Check out the website, but what you need to do this week, and this is kind of how we're going to introduce each other. You need to download the Google Arts and Cultures app on this or an iPhone, or this or an iPad. And once you get there, and once you load it up, there's actually, you probably won't be able to see this, but I'm going to try to pull it up and throw it up there. The icon will look like a little Greek, like the Parthenon or something like that, or but when you pull it up and you'll click and it's loading, you see I don't know if you can see it, mine's loading. Okay, there is something right in the middle. It looks like a camera button. It is a camera button. When you click that camera button, there will be something on there that says, I don't know if you can see it. It says Art Selfie. Am I holding that properly? Yeah, I think I am. Well, why don't I hold it in front of the camera? It says Art Selfie. Click that, and it's going to take your picture. Well, you're going to hit the picture button. And you're going to get something like this. And you're going to get a whole bunch of famous works of art. And it's going to, why did I move that over? But I guess I threw it in. I don't even know where I moved it to. All right. There you go. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I took mine a couple days ago, and I got a match. Look at that. You're going to get about 10 of those, and it's about a 63% match. Once you get that, I want you to go to discussion board. And if you look, someone's already posted on there. It was me. I posted mine up. You can either do it as an attachment or just embed it in the program. I posted mine up there. I'd like you to just give a little bio on there. If you want to make a comment, you know, my name, Dr. Allen, it's actually Jason Allen. Content, mine's social studies. My hobbies, I run very slowly, by the way. Golf, I read. I like to travel in non-pandemic world or setting. I got to go out a couple times this summer. And reaction to the selfie, I've done this for a couple years. That was actually not the worst one I've ever had. I've had some pretty unique ones. I also loaded it up. That's all I want you to do. I want you to, for the discussion board, it doesn't have to be 200 words. Let me actually add that. I'm not looking for 200 words this week. This is the 1 week you get around that. Just give me kind of an intro so everyone can say it. You are welcome to reply to anyone that you want. Post them up. Put them there. It can be an attachment. I put the attachments there, or you can just embed it right there on the photo. For some reason, I look angry. I was in our kitchen, probably waiting on food or something. Maybe I was a little hangry. And you'll see, you can pick whatever one you want. Some people are like, I kept doing it because I didn't like the art that I was compared to. That's fine. Put it up there, and that's your discussion post. And then when you go back to assignments, whoops, I'm sorry, I said assignments. When you go back to content, you'll go back and there should be one that says blog. You'll click on the blog and you'll say whether you would use this or not. Did you like it? Did you not? I know it may not be the easiest thing to use in some classes, and that's fine. It's just more, I just want everyone to kind of get used to talking to everyone so we can kind of have a face when someone's talking or replying on a discussion board or anything like that. That's kind of it. That is the class in an overview. So this week, your 3 things. Oh, look, it did load that up. I didn't realize it did it, but let's check it out. There it is, if you want to see it. This week, so you have 3 things you need to do. 1, you need to look over the syllabus. 2, you need to blog on the Google Arts and Culture. But before you blog, you need to do the brief bio and post your art selfie on the discussion board. That's it for this week. We're in add drop, and we might have some people coming into the class. I don't think so. I think we're at capacity, but who knows? So just do those 3 things, and next week we'll get into it. We're going to do websites, and I'll have a video posted up on Monday. Now, I'm looking forward to the class. It's great to have people back. This class usually runs online, but if you have any problems, please come in to Canudi. With that being said, 380, you're out. You can cut out of here right now. I mean, you're welcome to stay, but you don't have to. 500, very simple addition as far as your requirements, and I'm going to go back to this. You all are graduate students, so we have to have a little bit of a different, or class has to have a research component, I guess is the way to say it. And let me go to content. And I'm going to go to the syllabus, and let me go down here. It should, let's see if I call that. By the way, I will update that so it doesn't say Sakai, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. And you all, I think I loaded up. Did I load up? Well, here's where I messed up with you all. Sorry, that is 380 syllabus. I will fix that. This is a Saturday, so I still have time. Apologies. Let me go here. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I know my desk. It's been a busy week. That thing looks like a mess. Let me go through here real quick for you all. Oh, there we go. Research paper. I'll post the directions for this, but you all have a research paper assignment for this class. It will be due. Honestly, I can take it clear up till Thanksgiving. That's probably when I'll set the date. But related to that, it needs to be 8 to 10 pages. It needs to be an APA, and it needs to be on an issue within technology and education. I kind of approach that with a broad window. If there's a technology issue you want to look at, some people like to look at specific technologies in the classroom. Some people like to look at technology as an overall issue in the world of education. That's fine. I don't care. It's a pretty broad topic. you just need to narrow it down. But it is 8 to 10 pages. By the way, that doesn't count the title page and bibliography. Don't count in that. It needs to be an APA format. But that is your addition to this class. You need to do an 8 to 10 page research paper. Again, not due until Thanksgiving. I will take it whenever you want, though. I will have the directions posted up on Brightspace this week. But that's it. That's the addition. So that's it. And if you have any questions, I will make sure everything's posted on there. But you have 6 things instead of 5 for 500. With all that being said, I hope everyone has a great semester. Contact me if you have any problems. I'm going to go ahead and stop this. And I'm going to stop my sharing. And I'm going to say, see you next week. Thank you all.